Pagana Kosei.
Oh, Alaska, I think that the cost one I say, I say, yes, yes,
Okay.
And I think that it's sad, say, yeah, politics and I need to do a point of accountability. And not a member than a ma.
A member.
They are not willing to stand up to because sa akukuti ne akakabensema ya they enjoy power no. When it's time for accountability, one will expect the same attitude now. Yes. But unfortunately, no, I told the Diana and Mema Diana na Sabi, the Anyara cross or Yare. The Owa Kenya to travel to this country also to be my Zoom.
Serious
nasty stuff I also. And there be a catch you see in the last 8 years, some of us took it upon ourselves. We are advocating for Ghanaians to know the true nature of these people. No, there were people who were saying so we were anti-government enthusiasts that very often things negative about Kufuor na buying. But these are the things that not you from afar. Not many people were not seeing. Nipa no mudi and nimno are not genuine people.
That's right.
These are wicked people. Like more of an abedi president no Kenya because in their personal life, you know, they never thought of political power. About 2 more crime. In the Alaska now, 2 ways is here now offer Biafra as my baby president. Mama enjoy ya. You feel say you are not accountable to anybody. So Obiti say, Ken Ofori Attah say he didn't look like he was accountable to even people within the MPP as a
exactly.
Party. That is why that beef a breaking up between this Kumasi MPA free Kumasi Omokotu ni no and she something doctor
okay,
you know
okay yeah
yes and then other people because there were people who were ready to stand up to him said no party in your opposition crying we didn't even see you. All of a sudden, off another president, and you are taking reckless and foolish decisions at the end of the day, you know, endanger only the prospect of the MPP as a political party, but Ghanaians as well. In the end, you know, the future of MPP and that is saying.
That's right.
The future of Ghana for the net is saying. What are some Americans? So I think that Ghana, no, time has come. As a young, your boss who said no. As here the NDC and MPP in the twin chain. The area no onye MPP no onye NDC ni oye kromfo and we need to hold them accountable.
That's right.
And that particular way no we need to do it with a manner very ruthless. But unfortunately, you know, very often emotionally charged party supporters na no metesa man for bus from Kumasi you see a back crowd because he actually went to me and then I make catch Captain Smart to say, are you aware? Say in the last 8 years of Akufo-Addo administration there is no single project. It cost to $50 million. TME.
Okay.
There is no single project. It cost to $50 million under Akufo-Addo that was started and completed under Akufo-Addo. Kumasi, the whole of the Ashanti region. But wouldn't to me one person to me pocketing over $55 million. And the guy even investment or won't to be muno a so change the whole of the Ashanti region.
That's right. Just a single person.
A single person. Now no pocket is a sika way you na mrabasa on account to now wo here ni ba na o ma me yare ase be kejeti akura no ha clinic e wo ntumi mfa no nko and I would defend you be on beti metwa plenty and na obi ti mayo clinic no.
That's right.
So I'm saying there's a Ghana for nitina yehunyansa. There are certain nasty political advocacy and certain engagement. People will drop because nipa na catch us all political power no move awon yahwe onimu din asem to okra on feel but asem to no dia wona waba aboso age agina na wokwa kodi nipa na chi
mewa asem no kra onim ho hwe
anya
onti ase
asem no nya se onim ho hwe onti ase se asem wo ti ase na be huhu bibi but sana ya politics no but we be say enhran kan nyame say na
ya say MP Eugene Boachi Antwi
Eugene Boachi Antwi yes he's the person people are coming home. So Alaska me starting with Ken Ofori Attah issue no I think that is very bizarre say obia otena krom ha Ghana boy enu nyina no ye pe one person or you involved in every single decision am Ghana be wie ba ya you cannot delete the Ken Ofori Attah factor from any of the discussion.
That's right.
So the larger corruption puzzle now you try to unlock, you know. Ken Ofori Attah is the masterpiece. Every single corruption case we have or you involved because do you know why? Because he was at the finance ministry. Or now the final check we na sika payment we because we are aware.
That's right.
or a person of interest in every single corruption case again akoso. So it is only right and fair so such a person, you know, about availing who to security and agency say adena mo kan say net here menya nisika say net here now we can proceed to the next stage. But my culture said me better na video so catch you say corner or corner nya so beba.
Yeah, you said it.
Onye na dwen so beba. And onim say nsam na ye de abono no oni anu ye. So he will be playing games. Unfortunately for him, when you're special prosecutor or no, so no, when it comes to some of these comic gimmicks, na or
that's right. But
and the Enra who na me Dr. Ren na ye interview you can make catch and say enya me wan say kisi ja me ba ye press conference man no nsi o so ye press conference o and of an life. So that is his modus operandi. Ente kasado do ni nsem hunu
on the Ken Ofori Attah.
Exactly, because engagement na cost between on and Ken Ofori Attah no Alaska you move one step inch and there hasn't been anything because sesi amano say Ken Ofori Attah say back and forth no for us to show say you serious no and can asset bia you suspect say proceed out of the criminal dealings in this country no should have been frozen by now.
Exactly,
every single asset, but
yes,
should have been frozen, but the gentleman still. And again, you say you need to Interpol red alert and a whole lot of stuff. Putting somebody on Interpol red alert, you know, and no, it's not a concluded way. Say what the neighbor room ha. Because this is a guy. No, pioneer may catch Captain Smart said the guy is playing I am sick card, and it's very difficult to evacuate Obi Osoya. Right?
That's right.
On a humanitarian basis, you cannot force him out. And on you willing to come. Ultimate travel to other jurisdictions. Recently, he was in the UK, according to sources. At a restaurant. So it means the guy is mobile. He can move around. Obetimi sit in plane. So question be as you hear no so obahabe ya no bia no. Obetimi aba, but he's not ready to do that. And he's telling us say Ghana for you ready. And before that, no what come 2nd June. 2nd June what na say my time no so wie na oba kan kire yen say oh when you cancer, na the doctors, and I make as me as a medical person, obinya yarea, I only sympathize with the person because
right.
I know the pain, the ordeal that you need to go through. But Ken Ofori Attah yare and then on on how the finance minister now when the TS is what him so yare that. Oh, now Timus no yare, and the on yare no is not a new news. Yanti be that. But the fact is, are you immobile? I idea oh yeah immobilized bedridden won't me move. The answer is no. So what is stopping him from coming? And then babia all twisted idea na dia kwa fano. A man for things say very easy. Say or say no Zoom. Na on authorities in the corporate na seme ho account. I am telling you say Zoom sem na all can nye sa keke. You can in a criminal proceedings will be sitting in other jurisdiction. US award that mutual legal assistant way with other country but Ghana no ya ni omu nisa ya de near corporation.
Okay.
So the corporation and I'm say the gentleman is in other jurisdictions, you know. So person wouldn't engage in that procedure, a criminal procedure and the consequences in the future. And say all the evidence never court. And now say evacuating it never kroma say no. You need to go through the appropriate channel. Our US laws will have to come to play. So your friend be letter rogatory, which the Attorney General here will have to write a correspondence to the AG department in America.
That's right.
To notify them that there is this person of interest. Or you're involved in criminal activities here. We want to investigate him.
Or you're fugitive.
Fugitive or whatever. You per se investigating, you know. And for that matter, no, you hear more assistant just to collaborate with us. Be a bit me na yet that video conference and for no. Ebasa evidence na bit me dia free nipa no ho no. Ebe standard the test of prosecution or court because only no kwase dan chamber bi na kwa ye no. No ba no say asem na make they force me to I did it under duress.
That's right.
That piece of evidence that when you cannot stand the test of prosecution or law court. I be man say a foolish case. And there are other regulations that are coming in place. A born ho ban making sure say money you have to go through. So the processes that Ken Ofori Attah is asking for, it's a long haul. And yeah, easy. And again, this is a guy what demonstrates that he's not willing to come.
That's right.
And Alaska, I'm saying, say, Obia all play, I am sick card. Won't mean for son of Adamba. So also ma because in the first place, you had not to Interpol red alert said the Kwesi Ajabinya can making it look like say the number. obi ani ba bi owo so say owo US
kwesi ajabi a otumidi say John na wewu kokot ma say John na wewu no etumidi bim da bi o
Alaska so Interpol red alert na ni abri gigigi o de abrante ne kwakoto so no the guy is in America he's telling you say I'm sick I can't come and say FBI kofa Ken Ofori Attah ochena na omode ye fe say niam gugu ne nsa na obie na no ka say me yare I'm seeking care in this hospital. FBI cannot extradite him.
That's right. For
them to extradite him, no, it will have to be determined by a court of competent jurisdiction under American law. What you have to do is say, I'm going to find the medical records. Oh yeah, US court me yare I am not fit to go. And the court will have to determine. Either say the gentleman is fit. Say obetimi atena play mu akọ Ghana. I stand the prosecution because prosecution no it takes a lot from you. Hypertension in as for no to me na or man for baba no pie by no so who no. So it's a hell of a
as you can say na ukra na wutumi nanto kobampo na nei wada na apachi.
Yes, you can imagine second for Attah kotoma on the ababa no. So these are the realities and he's just playing games and playing on the minds of Ghanaians, making look like I am ready to come, I am ready to cooperate, I'm ready to do this. But the reality, he knows that processes now all Kasayan subjecting to know it's a long haul.
Exactly.
Because Attorney General have to sit down, engage, get clearance from the US Department. We can equally do it through the US Embassy just to quicken the process. Now we are. Now said the gentleman is not coming, and then what is the point? So my argument has always been, sir, you see,
our assets were Ghana.
Yes, we need to be very radical, making sure, sir, putting him on internet, your friend say Interpol red alert, it doesn't change anything. Because China, say, play I am sick card that you can't force him out. And so what I'm saying is, say special prosecutor without Ken Ofori Attah can proceed with your criminal case. Another day, you've given him options or we've and say or sin and no some about try to paper so manufacture to paper so and then the lawyers are here, just engage them.
So we can try him in absentia.
You can try him in absentia. Because if he's not willing to cooperate, if he's not willing to come and or say the lawyers are nipa na do ya transia mana jampe ekwa awie dey na betimi aye and he's in another jurisdiction. You can't force him. Ghana any extradition treaty with the United States of America. Amono money yewo.
Okay.
And the America betimi aba have a for obi na but ye no ye kwa akọ for obi na is a different thing altogether. It can only work on mutual cooperation, not any treaty. What I say?
That's right.
So you see the complexity. So Ken Ofori Attah no onim we nyina ne lawyers nim and playing I am sick card no cement the every strategy be o ma adopt. And the case ya ben the oya no nyina ya me say emotional campaign na no na me ka kire say sa office of the special prosecutor the decommission no nyansa bia nim fa so bia ni so a waste of taxpayers money.
That's or the agree there.
Oh yes, because
if I understand how I may take what you are saying there. And now ya here MB before ya na one move to my say perceived some here corrupt officials and now corrupted. And then omunya kwa no mu yifim no kodo America. I'm sick
oh na say Alaska you see
me bebre na gu ho
na me obi dwane akọ no eno no enye we yo this is your country say obabo kro no ntia dwane akọ akwatena ba bia that is up to you me that alone na nkasa is sentencing for me.
Okay,
because this is your country. As any dignified person you should be proud to be able to come to your country and go any point in time. But if bibinti say won't be ma ukroma ya say ya tware wasuo.
Okay.
And in the villages in those times, the biggest crime will be committed. One kasa ukuro ne wuntumi mbam. That alone for me is enough. What I say? The obi ana so begana no. Let the person go. Maslog mami aye kan asemi. Say ya sentence no.
That's right.
Ono so play am say card dey bi so ote ho. Wa ukuro ne ba wuntumi mbam.
And you ohuni mami kra oba na wa bokro.
Alaska.
We dwane fi.
What ba bi na osabi wo mami awu na papa wo ba kura awu na wuntumi ma yiye. Again, sometimes say adnya hwe what the higher crowd there obetimi higher crowd. So for me that is enough. And that tells you the criminal intent with which these people rob this country. And to more motiwa no mo so yete krom ha papa kwasi ndiom etimi create nyuma fa manfo ya adwuma.
Asem we na baba
no to ya woka. Ye fe na adwuma wura. Ewie na papa na dan eka wura. I say a car is so kwasindium no amana ba kokra by force because a man for businesses or no one kasa ni businesses ni na se for nom okobi ade be say friend Gold Coast wine a man for million. I have a friend who is a medical
fund
doctor.
Management.
I have a friend who is a medical doctor. As at now, the 40,000 shim, there be about no so obi dear 1 billion, obi dear 2 billion. Nina shim, Nina because of this kind of operator. Because at the time I told you we had an option because you see, financial sector having this liquidity challenge around the world and it's all over. So what you need to do is as a finance minister, you strategize. I look at the American example in 2008 when they introduced the TAP, that is the Trouble Asset Relief Fund. Your friend saying, wait by Obama, or making sure all trouble assets, you know. The giant businesses in America, like JP Morgan Chase, and then as if one go and buy them.
That's right.
And they bought them and revive all of them. I know that they Fannie Mike and other companies, you know, were able to revive and they employ more Americans to work. This is a guy who is so dangerous to the extent say, or no banks no him said these banks in as for because of political vindictiveness, he decided to collapse these banks. I know that they Obi or your bank manager or coat or kware na yere because of a bank manager so we say ma super coat in
that's right.
All of a sudden nipa na dan ototo prako
contrary
from bank manager to obi ototo prako. You can imagine say we see assess our life all of a sudden they did all these things when we had an option. So Ken Ofori Attah na man for see hu no mobo no ono de team audio we are free ajaben Ajaben say on Ken Ofori Attah na net we di nkomo amoaben
UT bank
yes ono kra bo Ken Ofori Attah bosia or kwani village akwakoda or down na ma friend wo phone so ka chen say awunya nteye o bank ne ya wawa ye bubugu police fo ebubu bank nugu aya wawa everything atimodin this nkrofo we edi operate wo kroma even Rollins kra no ye military person no did not use those methodologies
here aya sedu agongo yes sedu agongo awo asem wo court nti
ontimi oni e bank
awo court so it has nothing to do with the bank
yes
but oguni bank
yes
and then so wasem wo so must we also say wasem awo oman court it will nyuma wo nyina yengu no and here MPP people will come.
Maybe because in the bank I'm trying to say data bank
that's right.
It's still operating and the nana ye pay what you
insurance.
So Alaska, so you see how dangerous near man crofo ye no chroma say enti obiya na dwen say or you should the same measure to go after that. That's why I told you the last time say when power is slip into the hands of a fool, they think that they are sitting on the moon and they use this same power to destroy themselves, destroy everybody. But on them say onim nyansa ntin and na Ken Ofori Attah say na relax it now play back the mind and near why no chrome ha ono abehu say my bone tia nkrofo we braba yi wa no say wo ma so on the day obiti baby no say MPP ni nti no me ko ye demonstration na Ken Ofori Attah na wa say ya. You should know, Sasa Binyansa ne new team. Because the time the gentleman was operating with impunity with that team or there, yeah, Kobana and Sefon, there were other options he could have. And the Papa Kwasindium, or Yarisha them.
Oh, that's right.
Wabubu Nukra, at Westian and Co. Abrante Yano, your beige capital.
Oh,
there was a time we were traveling across the country. Me say every single village, Biabakubiana, Abrante will be a bank or just trying to bring financial help and accessibility to people at the rural areas.
Syndrome. The branches near those who commercial bank.
Alaska,
Ghana.
These businesses, you know, you see, and yeah, easy, sir, because of people they were dealing with, you know. So challenges and those there, but you as a sensible government, you find a way to how to handle them because government so support to some of this enterprise to grow. Because I know the say enterprise new grower. Uncomfortable for some mayor juma. Ghana for no mudo. So the burden of unemployment our minor grapple with no. So they pay taxes and our minor move because a growth of an economy is just about financial transactions at Elkoba. So right. You're able to activate it down there. So it's not always the case at Mikulusu Bank. But these people gave us all funny justification why they needed to collapse these banks. And aside that, Yanti Kroma and Nkra Etidiase. Oko Norfa, and my wife free North, Abatana Yakaye, Naya Tam or Mine Sikasi Yakusi Cathedral. A cathedral, I yes, Runim Senyan said him. Yatana Krum Hakanyans, I'm different. Not the way like now, no, Doma Hene can't send me. Sir President Mahama investigate all the cases now to Tra Cathedral. I'm sure that he will know no peace in this country because as so for now, or more Kahua, Sa Cathedral, Sam no buy, no. we have to go after each of them.
And that's also for you for no matter prayer tower.
Yo, and then you be asem. Alaska, on my sika na yehwehwe. So cathedral no obi o kan ho bia sa akisi hwan sa macho man no so for macho man no. And no more kan ho ni nyina. You see, me say this time no, we need to change the rules of engagement. Na yan rewrite the political narrative. Na yan hu say going forward no, ufoma enya madam funi enemi nua ne abiem. Because over the years that is the politics that we've been doing. So obi anana me ka kire we say the difference between obi o NDC aban mu and na wanya post. When to me the difference between you and no time, because you should know that time is coming, you'll be in to me's position.
Exactly.
And to win your 2 minutes, you should know say a time is coming. Once no over to me, because the other wound to me a better will be what there be. That is when you don't do things well. So the American say Ken Ofori Attah modus of operandi and as a form the gentleman and your ready so about Kruma. We will sit here next year. You ever have a cancer Ken Ofori Attah still no my because in some okay can also over your friend say or surgery.
Cancer or
cancer surgery so there are complications you know to meet and as to whether recovery when now cancer no kwa nyama no yare dada nipa no nam ho no yare dada so the ben and ho beto no but my point is that Ken Ofori Attah you be if he is willing to come into this country the state securities will take into account his present medical situation. You can arrange with them, you can come say by ya in cautionary statement whatever bia no just provide because what may yatena ha twen you didn't come, you understand now what tena sia my 2nd June deadline na wie and son abaka and say your schedule ebasa say you don't respect the people and for me that is the card that he's playing and that disrespect, that vulgar attitude or more at the several Ghana for that time no is the same attitude today. Because sa brenda na omu take decisions are bosia bo an yenyansa nim ye kwa Europe ne ye kwagina ye kenke party ye levy na ye edi huru Ghana for that belligerent posture attitude na no mumu obia no. That is the same thing in play here. So for me I think that is good say Ghana for extra how disappointed Ghanaians are because for various social media people are really angry because ordinary as Ghanaians you know Sanko be yarea Alaska we sympathize with the person.
That's right.
But at this point, and I'm the Ken Ofori Attah you don't even see anybody sympathizing with him because of the why the cancer diagnosis sorry. Yeah. But that's not what people are saying. A man for say wawu otiase o yankotwe ne form obi kura fra me na no say the message chirem say ni evacuation ne complex na yanko kidnap ne yamfa ne shebotom na yamfa ne mra Ghana because that is the only way, you understand. But for me I think say first case you know Yanjin free special prosecutor that guy is only playing games.
No already he's from there. No will never appoint somebody on yet.
And you see why this issue no here because Cecilia the pie issue no fire and I dying foolish case you know. Matisa Yoko for I recommend this on fan docket in America.
That's right.
It means that the gentleman is not doing anything or he's just from fooling everybody because no. And then the number for you know where he's coming from.
That's right.
And Saka Makoto bulletproof car say Ajumano Akuko Kram for Akukon court. Now no Matisa or the take and no special prosecutor mandate, you know, and anything I don't buy Massa. Sajman now all this service and other people, if they are really working, they can get these people to get our money back. You understand? The intent and the purpose for the establishment of the office of the special prosecutor from day one, so a further drain on the public resources. We need to decommission that particular way, scrap it and resource the AG department, resource Yoko and other institutions with the prosecutorial powers to go ahead and do prosecution. Now you're making sure your prosecution, you're really serious. And Alaska, apart from Untumi and Kono, there are several other people in the coming days, you know. I think that the same approach that we need to. And for me, it cannot just be Yadnako Yoko, na gidi ya we ya money bill. No, ya who sa issues, ya who be eko Yoko ba die. To me, everybody is following.
Oh, that's right.
Me say we need to change the political narrative in this country. Say, enya here for muko we am kontomre nkwa na ko prison. Enya omo mu we aponche nkwa ne. Among for motenasi we millions of dollars in the name of dirty politics. You know, they must begin to see the inside of jail. Sabe be serve as a lesson because in the past, Tatuchi Kata no man koda jail.
That's right.
Sir Victor Solomon and so forth. And I heard the amount of money involved in Sika on the koda jail. And ne we are obesu.
And we are a branch be a human, Alaska. We nkosi ba bia na we dey hwe anam se boss who am sorry. Na JM, the JM second coming when anyasa JM na who no where I am the legacy term. Na obe jelino, I am telling you.
Alaska, na me say whether John Mahama will be successful or not, and that is up to him. Ghana right. For your idea the 2 million amount. The other bay is what determines your future. You have a freeway. I say you top brand new car man the Kusi highway so amount. Your city as well be caught. As I also win tears on them, wow, that's
right.
Time has come as all right to the political narrative. Now you who say Ghana and man who say, oh, people in the name of politics, you know. And I'm saying you see structure politics and any fool at all can just jump in there. To me,
serious.
I ran here, Muboni. Yes, also a national chairman.
Wouldn't to me.
Yes.
And I want him to say, Nadia Wekran, as I done campaign platform.
Yes.
And then I'll call MPP headquarters. I will be an end ordinary party on to me. Casso say, why yet is when you're my stroke. And I'm not to 29. And also, Chairman, you do not just I said the General Secretary.
Now we are serious. I quite in the Catamaka Kraka will note our cock ways on my General Secretary. Casa grown to me, Casa. Oh, say, when you're serious. And I'm a Casa, you see, the MPP need to take time to rebrand themselves because you see, the intellectualism caveat tonight, they are trying so hard to delete from the element of the party. And
I'll be a division of
Alaska. Do you see any signs of reasoning in that act they do? Because want to me, Casey, want to me second day no money bail. Second day no money bail.
That's right.
I'm reason say bail no so. Me catch say in 2012. Wyoming was giving 54 million.
I have all the
Alaska at 2 year koda way. Man 600 million. Number one, your man 500 million bail. 500 million.
At 2 man 675 million.
Okay.
Kofi Amwa being 110 million.
Okay.
Kwabena Dufour. Man no 100 million bail.
Okay.
And now on no sound corner in Crawford and about 650 million.
Okay.
So
yes, number one 500 million.
Number one 500.
So million. If they gave that joker a 50 million, you sit there and tell us when the amount involved in his way no cry far larger and bigger than. And I'm say these are intellectuals. You see, emotions have eaten the bigger part of their brains, so they are just acting emotional. No rationality in the way and manner they operate. So for me, want to make case in the so on this Ken Ofori Attah issue, you know, I'm saying, President Mahama, as a matter of urgency, must find a way to scrap this special prosecutor. And Sasikana Yedeko on found resource the AG department at every region. You're making sure the Attorney General department are very effective.
Right.
I will good lawyers and prosecutors at any point in time because you see, we cannot center all the cases in Accra. And the coffers are crowded because the number of people who are supposed to face prosecution.
That's right.
Let us divide them. Young Fabinum go home, Fabinum Cotamaleta Chimana, Yenia 7 and 10 time. We cannot hold all of them here in Accra. What I say? Now you're making sure that we are really making a progress. Now, special prosecutor Ujana and Kwano.